The magnificent African elephant is the largest and perhaps most iconic terrestrial animal on Earth. Although the overall population of African elephants are on the increase, they are still listed as vulnerable by the IUCN. Sadly, this is due to the continuous threat of habitat loss, human-elephant conflict, and illegal hunting for meat and ivory. Fortunately, there are many organizations funding the research of elephants, and as a result, solutions to these threats are surfacing. One such example is the award-winning Elephants and Bees project, established by researcher Dr. Lucy King. The project came into being in hopes of finding a socially and economically suitable way to combat the ever-growing issue of human-elephant conflict. The research conducted by Dr. King has confirmed the Kenyan folklore that African elephants are afraid of African honeybees. This shed light on the possibility of utilizing bees to naturally deter elephants from crops. The theory has been tested by installing beehives around several crops in Africa to create elephant-deterring beehive fences. So, after several years of experimenting with beehive fences, are bees really successful in deterring elephants in a safe, natural, inexpensive manner that is easily manageable by rural farmers?
African elephants play an important ecological role in shaping and maintaining suitable habitats for many species sharing the ecosystem. Up to 30% of trees in Central African forests require aid from elephants in the pivotal dispersal and germination of seeds. Without their enormous impact, imbalance in the ecosystem would be expected. Prior to 1996, when elephants were hunted, African elephants were classified as endangered on the IUCN Red List. In 2004, they were listed as vulnerable, and population trends are believed to be increasing due to the extensive elephant conservation efforts.
Human-elephant conflict is becoming more common as the human population increases and habitat decreases. As a migratory creature, elephants follow the same paths they have traveled for generations. However, due to habitat destruction for human inhabitants, more migratory routes are being blocked, forcing elephants near villages. As a result, elephants encounter farms and often raid the crops for extra sustenance. These raids have devastating effects, leaving crops decimated and property severely damaged. In order to protect their livelihood, farmers attempt to deter the elephants by throwing stones, firecrackers, or at times by even shooting the elephants. This confrontation results in injuries and even fatalities among both humans and elephants. The beehive fence aims to reduce this issue by cleverly playing on an elephant's instinctive fear of African honeybees. The method is supposedly prevents elephants from raiding farmlands and crops in a way that is both ethical and economically profitable.
Dr. King and her team play an active role in aiding the community in creating beehive fences. The beehive fences can be made from an array of resources available to the farmers. However, the beehives must provide shade for the bees and easy access for the farmers to harvest the honey.
So what we have here is one long line of beehives.
Okay.
With little thatched huts to keep them cool.
Are there bees in this hive? Yeah?
There aren't actually bees in this hive, so we're safe to have a look at it.
The critical part is this
wire.
wire here.
So when an elephant tries to walk through here, it causes the beehive to swing quite dramatically like this. As the elephants come along and they push the wire to try and get into the field, it causes the beehives to swing, releases the bees to sting the elephants.
Each beehive is spaced 10 meters apart and surrounds the farms on the front line of elephant crop raid paths. When farms are too large and resources are scarce, dummy hives are commonly placed as every second hive. In the process leading up to the creation of beehive fences, Dr. King used several research methods to determine the intensity of an elephant's innate behavior to avoid bees. African honeybees are infamously aggressive, and swarms of these bees have been known to take down and kill African buffaloes. So, Dr. King came up with a crazy idea to record disturbed bee sounds from a wild hive of African bees along the Uaso Niro in Samburu. This quickly ended in disaster. Eventually, she did succeed in getting a recording. Dr. King used this recording in the playback method, where she played the sounds of the aggressive bees to elephants resting under trees in Kenya. The speakers were hidden in fake tree trunks to ensure that they were unnoticeable to the elephants. Within 80 seconds of hearing the disturbed bees, 16 out of 17 elephant families fled. It was also discovered that elephants emit unique low-frequency sounds that warn other elephants in the area to retreat.
In the crop rating study, Dr. King and her team monitored the micro-movements of elephants in and out of Tsavo, the main elephant and bee study site. The measurements of elephant footprints, their pattern of movement around farms, the crops present and the crops raided are meticulously recorded after each crop raid. While elephants are notorious for raiding and destroying crops, Dr. King found that not all elephants do it purposefully. Some elephants do purposefully return to raid the same crops, however others genuinely move from one location to the next along their migratory route. Through this study, Dr. King was able to build a pattern of behaviour for the problematic elephants and record the areas they were invading. This allowed the strategic placement of beehives along the front line of elephant crop raid paths. Subsequent monitoring of the beehive fences involves the deployment of camera traps in the immediate vicinity. A combination of Moultrie and Bushnell cameras are used to find out how elephants and bees react at night, and to see what other mammals are crop raiding. The playback method, the crop raiding study, and the mammal monitoring via camera traps are all observation-based research methods that are safe, non-invasive, efficient, and simple.
In conclusion, the beehive fence has ticked all of the boxes. It is a safe, natural, and inexpensive method that is easily managed by rural farmers. Most importantly, it has shown an 85% success rate in Kenya, significantly reducing the amounts of human and elephant conflict. It is giving hope to poverty-stricken communities, most of whom rely solely on their crops for income. Not only are beehive fences cheap, easy to assemble and manage, it is creating a social and economic boost to these communities through the additional benefits provided by the bees. Increased pollination is potentially contributing to increased yield production, and additional income can be gained through the sale of bee products, such as the sustainably harvested elephant-friendly honey. Last but not least, beehive fences are preventing injury, death, anger and fear amongst both human communities and elephant populations. Beehive fences are undoubtedly successful in deterring elephants. The addition of wildlife corridors would further increase its efficiency and conservation status. By connecting migratory routes via the corridors, it would decrease the number of elephants that approach villages in the first place, and lead the elephants who are deterred by the fences to a suitable place where they can safely gain sustenance. The effectiveness of beehive fences are currently being tested on Asian elephants. Hopefully the success seen in Africa will be as evident in Asia, where human and elephant conflict is said to be the leading cause of elephant deaths. In summary, the Elephant and Bees project has proven to be extremely successful in conservation and resolving human-elephant conflict. It is a great example of conservation that has innovatively utilised the natural behaviour of elephants in a perfect solution that works with nature rather than against it.
Ni